when you put yourself into the mode where you are attempting truly to surrender to Spirit and to be childlike and follow humbly, then you tend to see your spiritual ego. When you are sitting back and waiting and simply enjoying somewhat the fruits of the unfolding, but not fully giving yourself to Spirit, then it is less likely that you will feel that spiritual ego raising its head, you see. So I would say spiritual ego is something that is, in your case, I do not see it as a problem. It is an attachment to certain ways of belief or ways of being, ways of perceiving. Everyone thinks that their reality is the true reality, while really everyone has their own reality and their own perspective. So what is true for you may not be true for another. The universe is much more flexible and fluid than human mind can comprehend. So I would say that with regards to this, that it is not something that when you perceive spiritual ego within yourselves, it is not something that should cause you to stop the flow of your activity or the pattern that you are engaged in. Know that it is part of spiritual growth and you must push through that. You must simply allow the love energy that surrounds you. Open yourself to that. Open your heart to receive it, as we discussed previously with other emotions. You will become more and more innocent and more childlike and more accepting of others and more accepting of yourselves. And as you open to receive and accept who you are unconditionally, your spiritual ego will fall by the wayside. It will dissolve in the waters of love. There will be many spiritual egos. There are many spiritual egos on the stage of activity at this time. Many are engaged in activities that they feel are truly important Earth missions, when really they are fulfilling a growth experience for themselves with regards to realizing certain things about ego and spiritual ego. So there is a perfection here. Even spiritual ego has its place. It is a teacher to you also.
Serapis, I have a question. Is it true that the calling on the violet flame can help get rid of all the karmic crud that we've brought with us and that is perhaps surrounding us, and is that a good idea to at least daily surround ourselves with the violet flame?
Yes, this is an excellent practice and very effective. Also, I would suggest that you might wish to call upon me for assistance, and I will see to it that some of my agents will make themselves available to you. I have associations with the Seraphim, and their activity is quite beneficial. They are great dissolvers of salt. So open yourself to my presence and ask for the seraphic presence, those angels to be with you. And they will be with you and they will be within you. And as they are within you, they will dissolve and balance and transmute. So there you have two valuable weapons at your disposal. I would suggest that with regards to this, try not to view these emotions and these energies with disdain or resistance or resentment. It is more a path of accepting and opening to feel them and allow them to be part of you, and allow that they are a very, very small part of you, and that as your love flows more and more strongly, your love itself will surround and reshape and restructure those emotions, make them into the balance, bring them into balance.
Thank you. I have one more question. Who is the brotherhood at Luxor that you're connected with? Is it the Great White Brotherhood? And where is Luxor?
Luxor is a temple in Egypt, a very beautiful temple. And the etheric retreat you are speaking of is located in that vicinity in the higher dimensions. So there is an earthly temple and there is an etheric temple there. In the past, the earthly temple was used to initiate and to assist in the spiritual growth of many adepts. That building is no longer in business. Now we are in business here. But the Ascension temple that is on etheric realms is still in existence, and most of you have visited it in your dream states, in your adventures. If you wish to visit it more consciously, you may ask me, and perhaps we can take a little journey there sometime. There are many wonders and wonderful experiences for you that you can have. You have but to ask. And the brotherhood that you are questioning about is, yes, you could say it is the Great White Brotherhood. We are all one big happy family up here, you know.
Thank you.
Imagine yourselves if there were no time. What would your experience be like? If you weren't waiting for anything, if you were simply being, if you had no sense of urgency that you were going to die or change in any way, what would your experience be like, I wonder? Perhaps you could begin to assimilate this vantage point into your lives. Perhaps you have sufficient faith in your ascension now to accept that maybe I can have my ascension perspective even now, or at least that aspect of it that allows you to feel immortal and at one. Perhaps you could begin to integrate this perspective a little bit in your lives, especially at those times when you feel that you are growing tired and weary of third-dimensional reality and waiting for your lifting. For this is the true reality. True of it, as much of it as we can put into language. So, before you begin to get too squirmy, I'd like to do some more meditation work with you. When the moon is so brilliant and full, it is squirmy time. We have been dealing with this for thousands of years. The moon tends to shine its light on your subconscious and bring up those realms, those shadow realms, to show you. It is doing you a service, showing you that which is there, that which requires your acceptance unconditionally, and love. It lights the dark corners, you could say, of your subconscious. Everything is a service to you if you know how to use it. So I would like to request each of you to simply sit still and breathe with me, and we will bring through some of the seraphim energy for you. I would like you to envision or to feel yourselves and your entire room enclosed in a beautiful silver light. And the light expands to hold all of you and surround this home and surround this dwelling. And this is your Ascension Temple on the physical plane, at least for this evening. We have found it very efficient to be able to move our temple from here to there, so you don't have to go to Egypt anymore. And I would like you simply to sit within this beautiful energy and allow that the seraphim will be present and are present, their energy, and my energy is that which is very, very loving and healing and soothing, and also that which is very beneficial at dissolving salt. So let's sit for a moment and I will work on bringing down some of this energy for you. I ask you to continue to be open to this energy, to these wonderful beings that are with you. They are filling you with light and dissolving. Densities and assisting. Simply breathe. Remember, if you would like to have a stronger experience, you may ask for it. While this energy is working with you, I ask each of you, perhaps within your hearts, to go within and to seek for that which you most desire, that which you would most prefer to manifest. What attribute or what would you like to manifest of spiritual grace and blessing in this coming year? And ask for that from your hearts. and know that you are worthy and deserving of all that you could desire. So, my friends, I ask you to allow the energies to continue to work with you, if it is your desire. Tonight has been a great blessing for not only yourselves, but for all of us who work with you. And we have accomplished much on inner levels. Again, I ask you to open in the days ahead, in the months ahead. Open to receive, open to your worthiness. Allow more of your true presence to manifest within you. And the more of your true presence you allow to manifest within you, the more you give yourself to that, the more magical your lives will become. And the more you will go beyond time and space considerations, and the more you will be able to live in that realm from which your higher selves hold forth. You may continue to meditate as long as you like. This energy will remain with you. It is time for me to say good night.
Bye.
I love you all so much. And I ask you to call upon me and call upon this energy, the seraphim energy. We are yours to command. Good night.